High Court, where President Jacob Zuma is, of course, awaiting his fate on the state of capture report. Here's our reporter, Sipho Steerman. Once again, Sipho, good morning.
Good morning to you and our viewers at home. As of course we continue with reactions here following the ruling that the president is liable for costs on last year's interdict application to try and stop former public protector Thuli Madonsela's state of capture report release. Of course, we now know that he later withdrew that, but the court said that it found that he should personally bear the cost, and saying that it would be an unreasonable burden on the taxpayers, and that it should send a message to the rest of the officials that waste court's time and engage in non-stop legal processes. And with me I've got DA leader here, Maimane, for some reactions. Sir, thank you for your time, and just talk to us. You were here in court, you had the judgment. Your reaction as a DA?
Well, it's a very important judgment. We welcome the judgment, and it expresses clearly that Jacob Zuma is an unreasonable litigant. In our view, he's a delinquent litigant. He's a litigant who's trying to protect himself against criminal action. He's a litigant that wastes taxpayers' money. He's a litigant who ultimately shows that he's unfit to be president of the republic. So, other than accepting the fact that if there is a report that must have been tabled, he should have allowed it to go ahead. And instead, the judgment fell short of charging him for perjury, which is an action we are considering taking against Jacob Zuma, because he misleads people in parliament, he'll mislead the courts, and we are of the view completely that Jacob Zuma must pay personally. That's why we made the application, and therefore we welcome the judgment.
All right, and now let's just talk to us about the upcoming judgment, of course, on the state review application. Your expectations there? We know that obviously part of the argument is that he is conflicted, and we saw with the NPA matter that he was found to be indeed conflicted. So are you hoping for something similar?
Absolutely. He's delayed this matter. He keeps talking in public that he's open for a judicial commission of inquiry, but he uses the courts to delay the issue. For the people at home, they must know that Jacob Zuma is unfit to in fact be president, and therefore he's compromised in this matter. You can't be judge and player at the same time. So let us allow Chief Justice Mogoeng to appoint a judge consistent with the remedial actions put by the public protector that a judicial commission of inquiry is taken upon. We are of the complete view that South Africans need to get rid of corruption, starting with Jacob Zuma and the system of corruption. Therefore, to achieve that, we need a judicial commission of inquiry so it can investigate this matter.
And if you can just comment on that, do you think having it appointed, a judge appointed by the Chief Justice, would it send a strong message in terms of the credibility of that commission? That was one of the arguments that was made here in court, hence I'm asking that.
Absolutely. Because Jacob Zuma, if he is found today as an unreasonable litigant, he will also make an unreasonable appointment, as he did in Sean Abrams, who still today has delayed charging him. He will make an unreasonable appointment with a judge of his own choosing that can set him. We believe that for the independence and the credibility of the outcome, the public protector made the remedial action with the view that this president is compromised.
Wonderful. Thank you. Well, there you have it from the jail leader himself, Mr. Maimane, saying that they welcome the first ruling that the president is personally liable for costs, and now we await the second one, and the court should be reconvening at about 11:30, where we will hear if the president is successful in his review application, particularly the aspects, remedial actions that say the Chief Justice must appoint the judge and not the president himself. It's now back to you, Elvis.
Thank you, Sipho Steerman, there in court. In less than 15 minutes, we'll go back to court.